I was always kind of fascinated with the way he played, and then seeing him in sort of like different musical contexts. Saw him play with Liam a few times, not too often, but I was very aware of his playing with Matt Malloy because they were great friends. And then he was around Dublin, and you know, I mean, I did the odd gig with him here and there, like, you know, when it would be when it'd be okay. I've always just regarded him as a soloist in that sense, and I'd be very aware of his, as I say, just when he'd be playing with other people, and that gave it another dimension, you know. And then he was playing. Then he did gigs with Paul Brady, people like that, and that was sort of really, really interesting, you know, because to hear Tommy playing with accompaniment, because I was very used to hearing him playing without accompaniment, so that kind of gave it it pushed it in a kind of another direction. But it didn't take from what the essence of the playing was. He could get very nervous. Yeah, he could. I think at times, I don't think he always did himself full justice, because I think just, again, that thing of nerves. I think he was the sort of player he'd think he needed to be in a certain form but it was worth waiting for. Like, when it happened, and it was serious. But sometimes he just, you know, you could detect that he wasn't fully comfortable, you know. So I would have said that. I think his sensitive nature, I think he just kind of, I think would just make him take that little bit of an edge, make him a little bit fearful. After, say, the 80s, yeah, sometime in the 80s, kind of. Well, Tommy was living in Clare, and then I got married, and I was, you know, doing other things. So we didn't kind of see each other. So the only kind of contact I would have had with him would have been sort of meeting at something like the Willie Clancy Summer School, or at the odd concert or whatever. But it would have been it would have been kind of rare enough. So the only thing I would have been aware would have been through recordings, or listening to him maybe on radio or whatever. That was the musical contact. And again, like, it was just, as I said to you earlier on, it was always kind of an intriguing prospect to listen to it, because when you heard it, it was interesting, and it was sort of challenging, and you didn't quite know where at times you were going to be taken musically. Sometimes the tunes I would have kind of said, I'd like to hear that again, because I didn't fully get where he was going with the tunes, and then it would have disappeared on me because it might have only been played on the radio or something like that. So that kind of maintained sort of my view that I've expressed earlier on as to sort of those sort of zones that he took you into as a musician. And that's a very, very rare skill for a musician to take you into a zone where you're a bit out of your comfort zone, and you're not quite sure where this is going to, you know, there's a certain element of adventure in it. And so that would have been sort of the way I would have kind of felt about it.